Hello, world. Okay, take 3. I was trying to film right before I was leaving the house a couple minutes ago, and then I heard what happened, as in what happened in your relationship. But what I was saying is that, like, what I've noticed over the past, like, week, maybe even 2 weeks, is that every single time I go to do a reading, my throat and my voice, like, even right now, like, I turn on the camera, I turned it off, and I literally did so much stretching. Yeah, there's, like, a fumbling over words. There's all of this tension here. And to be honest, it's pissing me the fuck off. I've been pretty chipper all morning, and then to sit down to do this, so I don't know if these are some of the feelings, but, like, yeah, this endlessly clearing the throat, the vocal fry, there's so much tension, and just, like, so who's stressing? Or who's trying to block you from speaking? Or, like, there's something here. And it could even be yourself. Because, yeah, there's this, like, as I was drinking some water and just, like, doing some, like, traditional vocal warm-ups and, like, trying to loosen up this tension, I was getting, like, really, really pissy for a second. So I feel like there's someone here who's really fucking pissed off at themselves, perhaps around not being able to communicate. Ooh, yeah, like this feeling right now, this, whatever this is right now, I kind of want to chuck the table out the window, which is, like, also a little bit hysterical. And I feel as though every time I hit stop record, fine. Every time I hit record and I go to do these readings lately. Okay. So who am I connecting to? Or this grandmama. Let's call you in. Well, I've actually already called in because this is take 3. Okay, grandmama. You know what it is? It's grief. That's what I'm feeling. Because I'm being shown myself. I don't know if you pay attention to what your body does in a certain type of grief. But there's a type of grief and pain that when I'm feeling it, I have to raise my head up and just, it's kind of like, it's a very slow, concentrated, like, you don't want to rock the boat. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I just know that there's a type of grief where I have to get so still and lift up and just, and open my mouth. It can't be through my nose. Oh my God, like right now, I want to chuck everything out the window. It's frustrating. Are you frustrated that you can't communicate? Are you frustrated with your grief? Not even frustrated, like angry. Like angry. Yeah, because TMJ and throat stuff, like traditionally, is like, what are you not saying? Because that's what that tension is like when you're like, it's like you're not speaking your truth. Oh, it's making me mad as hell. I can tell you right now, if someone had a good cry, this would open up. Okay, so what's going on? What is going on? Grandmama, get in here stat. Also, spirit team, if we can move this, clear this for me. I don't mind being psychic, but sometimes when I pick up on physical symptoms and I realize it's not mine, it drives me crazy. Okay. Yeah, let's separate. Exactly. Let's separate what's mine from the collective. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. Okay, collective. What's going on? Well, you're looking very confident. You're looking dapper. That's part of the issue, is that you do look confident. In most cases, you are confident. There's something about needing this stool. It's like a bit of a crutch. Like, he feels tired. And it's almost like he's trying to keep the attention away of, like, look at my golden... Is that a cobra? Cobra cane, or, like, I don't know, magic stick here. Yeah, there seems to be, like, this distracting, like, look at me without hearing me. Yeah. And this stool feels like a bit of a, he's leaning, it's a crutch. So giving the appearance of being confident. Okay. Nine of Swords. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, behind the subterfuge is someone. Again, there's a lot of emphasis on beauty here. Like, she's laying in bed, but, like, look at this. Or is that a wedding dress? I don't know if it's a wedding dress. It's giving a little bit of wedding. Either way, it's very ornate. It's very beautiful. But someone is, like, feeling out. Oh, that's what it is. It's, you're not feeling. That's why it's stuck. Because the Nine of Swords is about that loop. Looping all of the what ifs. What ifs, and kind of like, not I told you so's, but like something happening and you deciding why it happened and being like, see, I told you so. But the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords are actually about things that, like, are not true. Someone may have a fear of big old spiders. Ooh, in Ontario, we have some real big boy spiders. I will always put them outside, but man, there was one time I had to put in a big pot and it was rumbling around and it took all of my strength, but I did it. And here she was released. And I'm sure they're doing fine. Okay. King of Wands to the Nine of Swords. Okay, we're going back to this. Well, we did say wedding, and now it's the Four of Wands. So it doesn't have to be a traditional marriage, but we do see what looks like a romantic smoochy relationship. Yes. Okay, tell me more about yourself, King of Wands. Well, you're in the Two of Wands. Well, she's standing between two Ankhs. I believe that's how it's pronounced, right? Ankh? If I recall correctly, see? The weeping sirens. Going back to the Ankh, I was just watching something on it recently, but it spoke to something of the extent of, like, kind of like the teachings of Jesus, that basically, like, the kingdom of heaven is within you. Everything is within you. But I also see it as like a needle and thread. Yeah, I'm seeing this as two sewing needles that represent either one of you. Neither of you have been threaded. In fact, it reminds me of like in your sewing kit when you go to put in like a big fat little cushion, a little pin cushion, your needles. But instead of a soft pin cushion, it's the ground. So it's almost like the two swords threading the needle. Oh, because it's about mending. Okay. So this is about wondering if things can be mended. Because originally when I started the video, it was like, what happened? And is there potential for a reconciliation? And as I said in that first video, I made it very clearly, this isn't for shitty exes that you absolutely find abhorrent and that you hate. You know, like we're not talking about that. So there's something here about planning. I think it's around mending. I also just heard the word, or the name, Mindy. Okay, so what's going on underneath the Nine of Swords? Ooh, the Seven of Wands. Well, your hitting sticks are made of bamboo. Bamboo is such a quick growing, I don't know, is it a tree? What do they consider bamboo? Is it a tree or a plant? Whatever bamboo is, but it's so strong. It can withstand, but there's some flexibility. The hollow center. Yeah, there's something here about a hollow center. Spirit just pointed out she's holding up four in total, 4 wands, and we see the 4 of wands there. Okay, so someone here is defensive about the relationship or whatever it is about how it dissolved. Okay, so the 4 of wands. Oh, a little action of swords. You know what? I was thinking about this card last night because I was hanging out with the ducks. And every time they landed, it literally, because also the ducks were all like preening themselves and they were all getting floofy last night. It was just majestic. It was so fucking beautiful. Oh, yeah, they were all cleaning their wings, getting beautiful, getting floofy. And they were all landing in these beautiful ripple effects. So it's weird collective. On one hand, I feel an ease, but I feel uneasy. I go back and forth between being in kind of what feels like myself. My voice feels kind of fine, and then it slips back into this tension. So I'm guessing here that you're kind of going back and forth between these two energies of like planning, because this is about planning, looking to the future. So I see this as like planning to mend, and it includes both of you. But then, like I said, with that irritation, getting kind of furious about, and perhaps this is about your own communication. You feel like you can't, or you don't know how, or you don't know what to say, or you don't know how to say it. And so it might be coming outwards, your irritation, but really I feel like the irritation is within you. Yeah, I just want to get a hot towel and put it around your throat and your neck. But you do get your little wing up. You do get your little wing up. Hey! Are you getting floofy? Are you getting ready? Well, you're getting ready to communicate. Okay, so let's see. So, the King of Wands to the Two of Wands. The Five of Swords. And what did I say about, like, the two needles being shoved into the ground instead of a soft kind of cushion to come back to? Yeah, there's a lot of mental conflict. And I feel like you kind of, again, it's these two states of like grief and then being like, fuck that. And yeah, the conflict, the tension. Okay, so the Nine of Swords to the Seven of Swords. But see, part of the Seven of Swords, because it's underneath the Nine of Swords, it's like, I think you've played out something that isn't actually accurate. But then it's putting you on the defensive because you've gone in and either changed the narrative, you've changed something about either the facts or the story, or like what you're telling yourself. Yeah, I just see these two energies back and forth. Okay, so the Nine of Swords to the Seven of Wands. The back and forth. There's something about this state, because to me what the state is the Nine of Swords to the Seven of Wands. Nine of Swords to the Seven of Wands. That's what you're juggling. But to be honest, she looks very comfortable there. You know, like with the flowers, because this is like, I believe, probably the Brooklyn Bridge. So it's taking something cold and industrious and busy, but it's adding this softness. So it's telling me what should be kind of inhabitable or like, you know, it has a different use. You've now kind of, you've gotten cozy. In just those two states. Well, no wonder you have so much tension. Debilitating, nightmarish fears, and then like Seven of Wands, like fighting for your life. Okay, Four of Wands to the Action of Swords. Oh, so you're watching this person. Okay, so let's clarify. Let's get real snoopy. Okay, so let's talk about your King of Wands. Externally, you have, by appearance, certain qualities, but we're seeing behind the scenes hold on, it wasn't focused. Clarify that King of Wands. The Ace of Cups. I think it's not a false confidence, but kind of, to be honest. I think that I mean, we all do this. This isn't anything new. We all do this. We want to put our best selves forward when we meet someone that we're interested in. So there's nothing wrong with that. But again, I feel like this isn't the right term. Not that you have a disability, but you see how he's kind of acting as though like this stool just happened to be in the middle of this street, and you know what, for the sake of this photo shoot. But really it's like, no, I think you need this stool. I think there's things. So it's like, I don't know if you just came off as really confident in this relationship, or like there's something here about, and forgive me because I don't feel like this term is quite right, but it's the closest to it in this moment, but like overselling. Overselling, because also I think you probably felt as though, well, let's hold on. I want to see, who is this person? Your Four of Wands person. Who is this person? Because I feel like they must have some type of stature that you felt the need to show up as a King of Wands. Very confident, very enticing, magnetic, alluring. So who is this person? A King of Swords to the Ten of Coins to the Hermit. Okay, well, they're King 2. They're King 2. They might be a single parent. Sometimes I laugh because there's just things that, like, whatever, it's a long story. Well, this person has their own confidence because they walk it alone. Like, and you see the difference though between this person's energy and yours. Like, they're still a king and they're a King of Swords, so like they're sharp. But there's something here about being a little bit more like low key, of just being like, yep, like I am a king. And also he has wings, so there must be something a little bit magical, or again, in your mind, magical about this person. Did I say single parent? I think so. Either way. Okay. Yeah. So going back to kind of like wanting to match what you thought this energy was, and coming forth with an Ace of Cups. And I don't know, well, we're gonna find out. But there's something here around the anxiety of being like, you feel as though you've oversold yourself, or like there's something, well, let's find out. What are your fears? The Nine of Swords. Well, we're back to the King of Penties, but showing up as Mother Mary. And actually this card, they both came out in the first iteration of this reading. I feel like you just think you're not enough. Like, you're not enough. And this is like basically your heart howling. Because it's about fears or like a distorted thinking. So it's, yeah, it's weird. On one hand, you're very confident. And I do think you have things to back up that confidence. I do think you're probably very attractive, very alluring, engaging, magnetic. But there's something about a crutch here, a stool, that you have to lean on. But what I see though is it's like, it's a true howling. Oh yeah, remember what I was saying about putting your head up with grief? Yeah. Yeah, like throat up. And also because also when you put throat up, this is our most vulnerable spot in terms of animal kingdom. language, you know? And see, we do see the Gemini, which is also, or like the King of Swords, which could be Gemini, or any air sign, and most of the air signs, a butterfly would be appropriate. And see how it's, I forget the name of this shape, but it's feeling as though you can't access it. Do you know what I mean? It's out of reach. It's out of your reach. Okay. So what is your Two of Wands? Mending and repairing. Who knows? Maybe you're just mending and repairing you. Yeah. Healing. You're mending and repairing you. There's something, oh, look, she was doing what I've been doing. What did I say about like wrapping? But there is something about this pose though, when I look at it. Yeah, there's a vulnerability. It kind of feels like showing up naked. It's a very vulnerable. It's strong because it takes courage to show up this way. And she's not naked, like, oh my God, like she's got on her head wrap. I can see like a necklace, the earrings, like there's stuff here, but I see this as, again, the neck, the vulnerability. I like that they're both future facing. Yeah, this is about facing some aspect of self, but there's something very vulnerable here, but also very beautiful. Like, I just find her so stunning. I think everything about her and her, like, again, the pose. Well, she's poised, for one. So it's weird. So you go into this mending, but then you get a little bit scrappy. That's fine. That's part of healing. It's part of getting out all the emotions. Okay, so you got your hitting sticks. But see, even her face, it doesn't really look like she wants to be engaged. There's like a sadness to me in this. And if you look at the way her hands are holding, it's not, it's very loose and light. And if I were to want to defend myself, I would have a firm grip. And I just feel like, I don't know, they're going to fall out of her hands. There's something here, it's like, she's here to fight, but she's not really here to fight. And she looks sad and kind of scared and like, okay. What's the Seven of Wands? Yeah. You're showing up to fight, but really, you just want to be in this big garden with the two kitties. Oh, man, and they are fucking cute. Look at, okay, can we just look at those fucking toe beans for a sec? Whoa, there's something about cats, I'm telling you. I don't care how big this tiger is, I would grab that little foot. Oh, give it a kiss. And those whiskers, those chomps. Oh, and that baby tiger. Oh, get the fuck over here. And maybe that's how you feel. There's something like really, like most people wouldn't approach a tiger that way. So I feel like on one hand, you still have this feeling of like, I don't give a fuck. I just want to get right in there, grab you by the fucking whiskers and give you a fucking kiss right on your fucking snout. Or your little kibble nose. But there's something about your two states of going back to the Nine of Swords to the Seven of Swords that's really comfortable for you. So it's like, I don't know. But really, you just want sweetness. And this is a person from the past. This is that person. I did say I also saw a single parent. Okay. Okay, so who's saying hey? Hey. Grandmama, let's talk about this Action of Swords. Oh, the Queen of Swords. I feel like that's you and not them. Because we know you're prone to a little bit of scrappiness. So I feel like... Oh yeah, see the owl? Yeah, so I feel like... Even the owl is like, what do you want to do? What do you want to say? Yeah, and even like right now, it's kind of like, I don't know. So I suspect, again, there's all of this tension going back and forth. It's like repel, attract, repel, attract. My own inner nightmares are gonna fight. It's like you want the sweetness. Oh, is this cutting off communication? I just saw a really grim image. I just saw her cutting off the owl wing. Cutting off communication. Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? Was that necessary? What the fuck? Yeah, like, did my wing have to get sacrificed? It's probably like, girl, it's your throat that's fucked up. Now I got one fucking wing. Okay. Okay, tell me a little bit more, because for some I feel like communication was cut off, and I feel like this is you being real frosty, but wanting to communicate. Okay, so let's get one more. So the Three of Wands, see, oh, sorry, you waiting for them to communicate, because it's about ships coming in. Yeah. I think this is also about the person. I think this person is the one who cut off communication. And they went ahead of you, I would say. I don't think they left you, but I think they had to continue on their path. Okay, well that would explain this Five of Swords. Okay. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So the Five of Swords. The Devil. See, this is the thing. Your mind is running you. Like, it's got you whipped. It's like when you see those like little tiny peanuts, children, who have their parents wrapped around their finger and are running the show. Your mind is not the boss. It is not the be-all, end-all. It is a tool. And currently, right now, it's got you locked up. And whatever it is, it's like an old... This is old. Whether it be old ways of being, old patterns. Yeah, your mind is really a mental cage. And even when I was looking at the Nine of Swords, like a lot of these folks have crowns, but see how it's inverted? It's like, in this, the crown is shooting out, but it's like, it's been inverted. So then it's like, what should be your crown going out and connecting and sharing, but also like connecting to like the truth as it really is. Because this is the thing, cabin fever, like, you need things to sound off of. The mind, when left unattended, can really, truly become a prison and not a good space. So to me, this fight is yourself. And you don't know how to get out of the cage. And you really want to. You're balancing these two states, but the thing is, you're balancing two states that I don't even think should be in your hands. You know? Okay, give me one more for the devil to the Five of Swords. The Four of Cups. Okay. So, I definitely see the spider webs? The spider webs. This is like long-term depression. Like I said with this old devil. This is definitely mental health and not being able to recognize what's being offered to you. It reminds me of that scene and in the book of What Dreams May Come, when the mom commits suicide and she kind of ends up in this purgatory because her son had died. So she commits suicide. I forget how the dad ends up on the other side, but like basically he travels through heaven. He realizes that she's not in heaven yet. And so he realizes, because it's about your emotional landscape, right? So he's like going to look for her and he finds her, but she can't even recognize him. She doesn't even realize that that's like the dead husband, and she's living in this existence. She doesn't realize that she's passed. She doesn't realize that she's killed herself. She doesn't, there's all of these distortions, and he's trying to like pull her out of it. And she just can't. She won't. Okay. So this really is a balance of mental health, which explains the stool. It's a support. You need supports. Okay. So I think when you showed up on the scene, you had ways of coping that were more like a crutch and not supports. And see how this is yellow? It's about happiness. So there definitely can be stuff around substance use. Most people who use substances in this way, it really is. It's a way to just like, to survive, you know, like outside of social recreation kind of stuff. Like when everything else has failed and you're just like, I just want to feel good. I just want to feel okay. So there definitely could be things here. It doesn't have to be like substances. It could be anything. It could be sex. It could be food. It could be drugs and alcohol. It could be anything. Porn addiction, a type of relationship. But there's something here about, and you just need to switch over, because while I can see why you would use that as a crutch, something to lean on, and it's okay to lean on something for a hot second, but then it's just like you stayed sitting. And I think part of that confidence was when you showed up, you're like, oh, I just happened to sit on here, instead of disclosing that the stool comes. But yeah, we need to switch out the crutches for actual support. And like happy, loving support. Okay. So let's talk about this Two of Coins. Yeah, the Two of Coins, like I said, it's the... See, now we have the Eight of Swords. We already talked about it. And going back and forth. And that's so exhausting. And it does come with the strength. Having to get up every day is pretty hard for a lot of people, you know? There's a reason why most of us don't feel good to begin with. The world is heartbreaking, truly. There isn't one part of the day that I can't look to. When I pray for the world, I can't start somewhere. I can't start with Gaza, for instance, and pray for children without thinking of children here, here, here. But then I think, well, it's not just children, it's men and women. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, well, it's not just Gaza. We have the Sudan, we have the Congo, you know, we have our indigenous people in North America, highest rates of like missing murder. You know what I mean? It goes on and on. My point though is that like, it's okay to be depressed right now. It's okay to be struggling. Most of us are. And sometimes just getting out of bed is really hard. But I feel this can only go on for so long. Do you know what I mean? Juggling, at some point you're gonna get tired. You don't have the strength. And also you're like, I don't know how to put them down. You know, you're like, is there someone else that can take over? Is there someone, like, where do I put this? There's this kind of idea of like, I can't put it down until there's a plan, but you don't know you can't see your way out. But part of not seeing the way out is, I think it's part of this mental health, you know? And that makes sense. But what I think though is happening here is that you don't see it. And that's where this loop is coming. You can't see it. It somehow gets placed, again, going back to the narrative, the fears of being like, I told you so, or like these things. It's like, on one hand, there's, I don't know, there's like, you're close to, but then it's like, no. Okay, so what is the Messenger of Swords? The Six of Coins. Well, the lotus does grow out of the mud. This is also about learning. So it's not just about watching, it's about learning. Research. And we see the mending, the healing. You're learning how to heal yourself. You're learning I think about your environment, because I think there's probably also a judgment. But just like the lotus growing out of like the worst, muckiest waters, that lotus is not judging that, basically that shitty swamp. It's actually the thing that allows it to flourish. Okay, let's put these all back in for a sec. Okay. So, well, my voice, yeah, there's a little bit more peace. There's also like the need to speak a little bit softer. I think I know for me anyways, when my voice was doing that, I wanted to like kind of like yell through it or like push through. But actually what is required is like softer. Go soft. That's what it is. You have to learn how to be softer with yourself. Go softer. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. Allow yourself that space of grief where all you can kind of do is just breathe out of your mouth in this way. and kind of just like, for me, it feels like floating or like in the ocean or in space, where like grief is like churning you. But if you just kind of stay still and relax and just breathe through it. Okay. So what's next for you? What's coming towards you immediately in your life? It doesn't even have to be around this relationship, but we see you need some supports. Oh, a Messenger of Cups. All right. You're working on self-love. I was feeling it as soon as I looked at it. You're working on it. And see, he's standing. Now, he's back to being, what is this, the page? I think this is the page. Yeah, the messenger. But see, even though this isn't the King of Wands, look at the confidence. Look at this beautiful outfit. Very embodied, very grounded. And it might seem fantastical to you to love yourself. You're like, well, that's a stretch. You're like, that's about as common as like me having a goldfish in my cup right now. Oh, the sewing, the mending. You're mending yourself. And see, look, the thread. It's threaded. You're doing it. Oh, I could cry. And, oh, there's flowers from the garden. This is really nice. Okay. The 5 of coins. It's weird. It doesn't want to sit with the other two. Okay, so what's this about? Oh, the 5 of Cups. You're separating as part of your mending. You're separating. And see, look how she's like made of stone. There is, oh, and you're going to let the tears, okay, so before, again, this inability, I think, to grieve. That's what it is, because now I'm like, I'm ready to cry. I'm ready to fucking cry. And see, it looks like she's been weeping, but look at the material. It's impenetrable. It's cold. But now we see some tears flowing. So we have the 5 to the 5, but it's separate. Okay. So let's go back to this section of the Page of Cups to the 8 of Coins. Oh, you're working on yourself. Okay, so going underneath though, we're going back to the 8 of Swords to the 4 of Wands. So part of this work is still around believing. Something around either this relationship or long-term committed. So it's like, we gotta do baby steps here. You're in baby steps, which is beautiful. You gotta start that way. You're in the baby steps, and just like with any healing journey, it's a dance. And so, I think as you're mending yourself, you still don't see, but look, that bird, he's been there the whole time. I'm willing to bet that bird is who this 4 of Wands is. That bird has been there the whole time. You just can't see. Okay, so then what happens after this? Like, where do we get to? Strength. Beautiful. And what's going underneath the 4 of Wands? The Teacher. Look what he's holding. The Ankh. Remember how we started it? You realize that you are the teacher, like you have it within you. You do have it within you. And just like the way, yes, in the ways, okay, here we go. Bear with me. Just like what we saw with the devil, this ancient pattern, what feels like ancient, you've had it a long time. And just like how they now know that through our DNA, our family lineage, we pass down the trauma. But the other day when I was walking, and I probably already said this in a reading, it felt familiar, but just as much as we can pass down trauma in our DNA, we can pass down the healing in our DNA. And you do. You carry everything within yourself. You are a perfect ecosystem of everything that's ever existed. It is all within us, every single one of us. As God's people, we don't crawl before anyone. There's no one above us, there's no one below us. Are some of you teachers? Okay. Okay, we're getting real long. Okay. So, are the two of you ever going to communicate again? Okay. So we're back to this Queen of Swords that cut off that wing. I'm sure that owl was really excited. Like, oh, great. Am I going to have another wing ripped off? Okay. So we're back to this Eight of Swords to the 4. Four of Wands. Okay, so the Queen. Okay, tell me about this Queen of Swords. Oh, so it is that King of Swords. This is the person that cut off the communication. Oh, and look what they're holding. They're holding the wing. Oh. Okay. So if that's that person, they're in the Eight of Swords. Okay, what are they in the Eight of Swords about? They don't know how to be in the Ten of Cups with you. Yeah, we're back to this. They don't know how to be in the Ten of Cups or get to the or get back into the Ten of Cups, whatever that is. They don't know how to get back there with you, and they feel the need to protect themselves. Okay, so what's the Four of Wands? Okay, well, there is an Ace of Coins here. Yes. Okay. The Seven of Coins. So we see that work of your relationship. And if they add a pentacle, it makes the 8. They want to work. Okay, so they do want to work. Or at least they want to find a way. But they think it's possible. But in this moment, I think they are in the Eight of Swords. They don't see how they can get to the Ten of Cups with you currently. But perhaps it's because they've only seen one way of you. So on that particular path, they don't know what the new path is back to you. But the Four of Wands has been here all along. Okay. So, Grandmama, tell me, like, what's going to happen in the future between these two people? What? This is so many cards. Okay. It fits. I will take it. So we have the Sacred Masculine. But to me, this looks like he's crying. I don't know if you can see this line on his cheek. It actually more looks like a scar, but the way that I see it is that there's tears. Now, traditionally, back in the day, it was considered very unmasculine to cry. Oh my god, but we have the two, the sacred masculine and the sacred. Oh, the two of you. Okay, well, we have some, but there is something here about grief. And I don't think it's just around this relationship. I think, like, when I feel into your throat, I feel like you carry actually a lot of your trauma or like burdens, not on, like, yes, on your shoulders, a lot of us do, but like there's something about your voice, your throat, this. Okay, so we see the Wheel of Fortune, two hands extending to the Three of Coins, working together. Now we have a messenger. Look who's not sitting on a stool. So we're seeing that excitement again, and he's past facing, so it's revisiting that excitement, that attraction. It's putting down these burdens. And now we have the Queen of Coins, but it's represented by this guy. Okay, this is really long, so I'm gonna leave it there because I gotta get out of the house. I gotta go do stuff. Okay. So collective. Continue to mend. Also, maybe get a little Ankh. Yeah, get some Egyptian stuff. I don't know. Or look into it. Yeah, there's something here about ancient Egypt. The gods and goddesses. Okay. Well, take care of your little hearts. Oh, please go put like a hot towel. Work on this. Get out your gouache stone. I got my gouache stone. I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna bring my baseball, my gouache stone, and go do some stretching in the park. Watch the ducks. Yeah. Unburden. Okay. Stay blessed, stay golden.